What's going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video. Today we're gonna just highlight, I mean, it's not like we need to, the differences between Professor Hulk or Smart Hulk, whatever you want to call him, and a traditional Hulk in the Age of Ultron, which many consider this, I would say this, or the Avengers version, the definitive Hulk. But yeah, let's dive in more detailed on. If you can't tell right away, then we'll just show you. If you are thinking of getting an Age of Ultron Hulk, is Professor Hulk even a viable option? So now, accessory wise, you can see here that Professor Hulk, it comes with an open palm hands and fisted hands. I didn't even include that because that's like standard for any figure, but he does come with a snapping finger here with the nano gauntlet and an open palm, which, articulated fingers. He comes with a stand, an iPad, and some eyeglasses, while the Age of Ultron Hulk comes with articulated finger hands, and that's it. You would think immediately that, hey, you know what, the endgame version wins, but because also in the Avengers Hulk, this is all you're gonna get. I mean, it's Hulk. What else do you really need from him? But if you get the deluxe version, then you'll get the biggest accessory of them all, which is a separate torso with a head sculpt. That's really fantastic. Now, with his torso, you could use this to replace the other torso. Now you have a Hulk smash pose, which does not have any joints, which is amazing if you ask me. So, I mean, they gotta do more of these. I wish they sold the bottom part, so this is not just sitting there doing absolutely nothing for me. But every once in a while, I try to switch it out, just for kicks. And this is one of those times. Body-wise, so we already know the Professor Hulk does come with this bodysuit that looks like, I don't know, spacesuit or whatever the case is, right? And it looks like a Teletubby. While the Age of Ultron Hulk, we were making fun of him before because he does have yoga pants. But compared to, this Hulk right here, he looks like a gladiator all of a sudden. But you can see that all the details of the Age of Ultron Hulk, like the veins and muscles and all that stuff, because he is more exposed compared to, yes, he does have a suit, but it's not too intricate, to be quite honest with you. And as a matter of fact, I feel like this suit is going to get damaged over time. We already talked about his legs. And look at that. That is unsightly right there. Where compared to this Hulk, yes, he's bare and you should see everything. But the gaps, you could position it nicely. This one, I guess you can pull down the sleeves, but everything is pulling and it's like a tug and pull with this figure that once you pull one thing, it feels like you're going to break the other. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this. I don't think anyone is. But if you pick this up, one redeeming quality would be the head sculpt. You can clearly see here this is Mark Ruffalo Hulk compared to the Age of Ultron one, which he looks like Hulk, but not exactly Mark Ruffalo. Now, is this how he looked like in Age of Ultron? Perhaps. I haven't seen that movie in a while. But if anything came out of that movie, anything good, this would be it. A lot of people like Mark 45, but for me, this is the Hulk that came out really brilliantly on as far as toys is concerned. And you can see you can remove the hairpiece and move the eyes around, which I didn't try, but you can tell here he became Hulk Hogan. But yeah, you have that option. You could also swap out the head sculpt if needed be, if you want to, if you picked up the deluxe version. So that is one thing I would say. If I have to pick between the two, I mean, you can't interchange the head sculpt. Just the green is too different. He has a smaller head sculpt as well. And look at, he's so calm here, while the other one is more of a comic book Hulk, where that's the Hulk that we know of. You know what I mean? Like teeth coming out, just angry all the time. This Hulk is the one that does the yoga and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So it's totally different. However, it's still pretty good articulation wise. So we already know that the other Hulk is larger and no articulation if you use this torso. That is by design. So you don't see any joint whatsoever. So you got this Hulk smash pose, while the other guy is a bit problematic still, when it comes to posing. At the end of the day, you're dealing with almost a quarter scale, statue here. So there's going to be limitations at all when it comes to posing. However, you can clearly tell here they're both ratcheted, right? Like the other one's so much bigger, and you can hear the ratchet joints on the elbows, the knees, everywhere on the legs. Like that. That's a bit of a different ratchet as well. But this being a smaller figure, you would think that he'll have a better range of motion, right? But it's not. It's because of the suit. Because the Age of Ultron Hulk does not have any. And, like if you want to move the arm, you're going to have to move it forward. And you can see, you can also already see, his suit is already bunching up. Now you got to hold on to the to the shoulders itself. But it's still pretty scary because you don't know if you are going to rip the seam. However, on this Hulk, because he does not have any suit, he can freely move around, even his elbows, his shoulders. You can move it up if you want to. Waist articulation is there. Even the knees. The knees are ratcheted as well. Not like you're going to have Hulk kick down or anything. But if you want to hunch him over, with the legs. Because that's Hulk is. He kind of hunch around and kind of uses. Sometimes he kind of walks like a gorilla, in the comics and all that stuff. But see this, it's ratcheted as well. But because it's already hard to move around, plus you include a suit in the equation, it's you're gonna have a hard time compared to this. Yes, he does have pants, but they're pretty stretchy, so it doesn't hinder any articulation when moving the legs up and down and all that stuff. So final thoughts. This is a no comparison really. I just want to highlight, I would tell how much I appreciate now my Age of Ultron Hulk, because I don't touch this often, and this is one of the few because they're big, like I don't want to mess around with them, and I picked this up and I just appreciated it so much more now after having this Professor Hulk. And I feel the new collectors out there, you don't have the chance to get this now for a good price. I think this came out to around $380 back in the day, and if you think about it, that's a steal. Because right now, 380s are regular figures with just fancy base. And this is a massive piece with a second torso and a second head sculpt. So if you think about it that way, man, what a bargain. But, because it's almost the same price as this Professor Hulk. Hulk, it's not Hot Toys' fault. It is MCU's fault that they made Hulk like this. And this one is a representation from the Endgame. I'm assuming you guys have some Endgame figures, so it would fit nicely there. But the other Hulk is just Hulk. This is the Hulk that we know of and we love. Is it worth picking this up for the price that they're asking now? It's up to you. If I was a big Hulk fan, I would do everything in my power to get him. Luckily, I do have him. If not, maybe there's still a hope that they would release the 2012 Hulk, because he did came out in Endgame for a brief moment, and maybe that would be the best of both worlds. You get the head sculpt and the traditional Hulk. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.